in this life, are you okay with failing? And it's a deep question. Are you okay with things going, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, or who it is that you want to become, uh, being wrong, being a failure, and that it's inevitable? Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with accepting the fact that whoever it is that you approach, whatever group, whatever part of life you go into, and you try to be somebody in front of them, that it'll always be it will always be untrue. You won't be that person to the whole group in which you expose yourself to. Not everybody is going to think you're this or that or the other. Even if we're talking about things that are physical, right? Like you being tall, you being rich, you being handsome, you being this, that, the other. Not everybody's gonna agree, and it's a not in the sense of like, oh, they might not agree or not. Is that they not everybody will, and it's like a fact. Like boom, okay, not everybody will, and it's like, are we okay with that? Are we okay with realizing that no matter what, no matter what, we won't agree? And it's like something that if we spend time just thinking about, we start to realize, should we be okay with not winning everything? Can we be okay with not winning every game? That not every game is meant to win, to be won. For example, when it comes to relationships, that's not something you can win. When it comes to like women, right? Sometimes guys, we get caught up, and this person has been with, we see it online a lot. People is like, oh, this person has been with this many people, this person has been with this many people, and at a young age, it's like something that is a subject of it means something. Like, oh, it puts people on a sort of scale based on numbers. And it's like that either is not something you can win. Because first of all, is what you would have to win something out of it, right? Do you believe that you win status from it? Do you believe that you win respect from it? That you win this, that, or the other? Those are all questions that we should sit and wonder upon, because it's like, if you can figure out what is it that you wish to get out of not only the relationship thing, but the money thing, that the tall thing, the whatever it is, all that stuff, if you just pinpoint what is it that you would like out of that, you would be able to not waste time targeting the wrong things. And my whole point with all this is to say that no matter which point of these subjects, no matter which subject you choose, whether it's the relationship thing, the money thing, the all the other ones, you will inevitably lose. If you feel like you're rich, for example, and you want to be a rich guy, boom, this is going to be me. And you go and you go into different places, you realize in some places you're not rich. In some places you are. In some places it doesn't matter at all. Then being that which you want to be, you can't. For relationships, some girls might find you attractive, some won't. Some will be like indifferent, and it's like that whole thing is not something that you can win. And it's something that we don't really sit often and realize, that we don't realize it. And to let go, in a way, is to realize that, isn't it? Wouldn't it be that, to be able to sit and say, damn, it's true, I can't win all of it. I can't win, because when you think about the things that everybody agrees on, right? The sky is blue, let's say. Is that relevant? at all, right? Not really. If you think about even if it's something massive like water, like a lake, like the beach, whatever, there comes a point where those things are not even relevant because of how obvious they are. And some times in life we notice that too. We sit and we look at, for example, guys that are handsome, for example, or girls that are handsome, and then that aspect of them is so obvious that we sort of then look past it and start to look at the rest of it. We can do that we can think about money and how people that have a lot of money, we start to criticize them for other things. But then we praise other people for having less amounts because their status as being rich is discussable. It's like something that we can discuss, debatable, right? And it's like, then you start to realize that unless there's some type of controversy, there's some type of dilemma as to is it or is it not, then it's not something that's relevant. And when it comes to ourselves, who we are, wouldn't that be also something to take into account? Something to realize that who we are will also be something of a risk, will also involve a risk in itself, because otherwise it's bland, it's irrelevant, it's pointless. And so yeah, the point is to be conscious of that, conscious of the fact that it's true, maybe not every game we will win, and that's something that we can embrace. And so then at that point, no matter the outcome, we knew that the point wasn't the outcome. The identity isn't towards the outcome, it's towards the game itself. Is that we're part of the game, we're players. Boom. And that's just what we do. And we play again. Whether it works or it doesn't work, we play the game. So whether it comes to business, whether it comes to personal life, relationships, anything else, right? The gym, the things you do as hobbies, whether they succeed or not, is the fact that playing the game is part of who you are. It's not getting the thing, because you realize that you will, but at the same time you won't get the thing regardless of what you do. And I think that's kind of a nice thing to realize, is that right now, to an extent, you already have the thing that you wish for, but not to the extent that you would want. For example, money. For some people, the life you live is a life full of riches. It's a rich life. It's a rich person life. That you're watching this on the phone, that you're sitting inside of some type of house or an apartment, and there's no bombs, there's no rain leaking from the roof, there's no dangers of being, killed today. And you have food, you ate, you're full, you got time to chill, you're watching this on Wi-Fi. It's all things that we like, for somebody else that's rich, like that's beyond even what they can imagine, because what they would wish for would be less than that, would just to be able to live today, to eat today, to do this, that, the other. And so for somebody, you're already rich. For somebody else, you're poor, like to such a level, to such a level that it's like disgusting, like it's bad, like, then they'll say crazy stuff like that you don't deserve to live, that you should be ashamed, and it's blah 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 blah. And it's to realize that you're already there. It's like within that dilemma, that sort of debate position, that's where you are as the game. And that perception thing, it's It's part of the thing that you have to embrace, because, well, I guess it's a question for you to answer, but do you have to embrace it or not? Do you have to accept it as that or not? And then from there you can be at peace and you can find a way of living which is not full of pain because you don't have this, that, the other. And then you have a, wouldn't that give you a better sense of self? Wouldn't that give you a sense of self which is more grounded than whatever it is that you're trying to get out of life? And I think that's just things to ponder upon before we start being too ungrateful or being too caught up into chasing certain things. Anyways, so whether that girl didn't find you attractive, whether that job you didn't get, that promotion, that amount of money you wanted this year, whatever, or whether you did, is to realize that at the end of the day, you can't win all the games. Not all the games are meant to be won. And that even if you go and win them, in reality you still got to play. And so it doesn't stop regardless. That's it. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching though.